So today we're going to dive into something that's like at the very heart of how all software works. It's almost like learning the basic grammar of a new language, the one that tells our entire digital world exactly what to do.
You know that feeling, right? When you're just on this long, straight road, stretching out ahead, there are no turns, no surprises. It's simple, for sure, but maybe a little too simple?
And really, in its most basic form, that's how a computer program runs. It just starts at point A, follows a list of instructions one by one, and ends up at point B. A perfectly straight, predictable road. But what if we want the journey to be a little more interesting?
Because let's be honest, a straight road isn't where the magic happens, is it? The thing that makes our apps and our games feel so alive, so responsive, is their ability to break away from that straight path. It's all about making choices and repeating actions.
So how does a program learn to make a choice in the first place? Well, it all starts with the first, most simple decision point you can imagine, a fork in the road.
Programmers do this with something called a conditional statement, and you can just think of it as a simple yes or no question that the program asks itself. And depending on the answer, it decides right then and there whether to stay on the main road or to take a different path entirely.
And that's really the core idea. It's actually that simple. If a certain condition is true, the program zips off one way. If it's not, it just keeps going down the other. This right here is the first, most basic building block for making software that feels intelligent. Okay, so making choices is one thing. That's half the story. But what if we want a program to do something over and over and over again? Well, for that, we need to take what you might call a scenic detour.
I just love how this visualizes the whole idea of a loop. You can see the program's path, it's chugging along, and then it hits that detour and enters this little circular path. It'll just keep repeating those instructions inside, going around and around, and it only gets back on the main highway when some specific condition is finally met.
So one type of this detour is called a while loop. It's a great name because it does exactly what it says. It repeats an action while a condition is still true. It's kind of like your car checking the fuel gauge. While the fuel level is greater than empty, the engine keeps running. But the very moment it's not, the loop ends and the car stops.
But what if you know exactly how many times you want to repeat something? You're not waiting around for some condition to change. You're just counting the laps.
And this is where the other main type of loop comes into play, the for loop. So here's the key difference, right? A while loop is amazing for when you don't know when you'll stop, like stirring a mix until it looks right. A for loop, on the other hand, is for when you do know, like stirring exactly 10 times.
A perfect real-world example is building a playlist. Let's say you want 15 songs. The process is super simple, right? Step 1, find a song. Step 2, add it to your list. And step 3, you just repeat that whole process exactly 15 times. You know the endpoint before you even start. That's a for loop in action right there.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit and see how this all comes together. Because these simple ideas, these forks and these detours on our digital highway, they aren't just abstract coding concepts. They are literally the invisible patterns that structure our entire digital world.
I mean, think about it. The second you start looking, you see them everywhere. Scrolling through your social feed, that's a loop that just keeps loading new posts as long as you keep scrolling. Swiping through photos? Yep, another loop showing you the next picture in the set. That video game character just standing there waiting for you? It's actually in a loop, waiting for the condition player presses a button to become true. And a music app playing songs one by one? That's a classic for loop going through every single track in your playlist.
So the real takeaway here isn't just about code syntax. It's about understanding the logic, this fundamental grammar that software uses to make decisions and perform tasks. Once you start to get a feel for this, you're not just learning a programming language, you're learning how to give instructions and how to tell your own digital stories.
And honestly, all of this is just the beginning of a much, much larger map. But now you have the first two most important landmarks. So for now, just try to notice these patterns around you. In the apps you use every day, the games you play, you'll start to see this hidden grammar everywhere. It's a pretty fascinating world, hiding just under the surface. Stay curious.